freedom not to marry for whole lifetime, freedom to divorce, freedom to live in live-in relationship, all freedom granted, freedom of homosexuality. This is the life or era of complete freedom. The topic cruelty, which was discussed, can be found in 3 different laws. One, civil law, second, criminal law, and third, hybrid, mixed civil and criminal law. 3 different laws. Oldest being family law, a civil law. Cruelty as a ground for divorce. No punishment, only divorce or judicial separation as a civil law. Then there was criminal law, amendment to Indian Penal Code 498A. This section defines cruelty. Though under this family law, Hindu Marriage Act does not define cruelty. Section 498A of Indian Penal Code in its explanation defines comprehensively what is cruelty. As that is criminal law, standard of proof is totally different. In family law, quantum of proof or standard of proof is totally different. You know, senior students know that in civil law, if some fact is to be proved, preponderance of probabilities or balance of probabilities, more proof on this side, less proof on that side, this side proved. That is the quantum of proof required in civil matters. Family law is a civil matter. That type of quantum of proof is required. Section 498A is a criminal law. To prove cruelty there, a different standard is struck. Proof beyond reasonable doubt. Only if this standard is there, then only cruelty under Indian Penal Code is committed. So cruelty under family law totally different, though it is cruelty. The reliefs are different. In Indian Penal Code, the standard totally different. And a hybrid law, civil law at the same time, a criminal law at the same time, a novelty. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, passed just 1 decade back, is a civil law as well as criminal law, and better law for ladies, women, than family law. I will explain. Why it is a civil law? Compensation is available for cruelty. In the whole Domestic Violence Act, the word cruelty is not there. Instead of that, domestic violence, very comprehensive phrase, defined very comprehensively to include physical cruelty, mental cruelty, sexual abuse, temperamental abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, economic abuse. Word cruelty is not there at all. But this domestic violence covers all types of cruelties, all types of temperaments which are incompatible. It may not be cruelty. Really, using the word cruelty in family law is cruel. Some other word could not be found out by the legislators, so they have used the word cruelty. Animals are cruel, beasts are cruel, and there may be in human being inadjustable temperaments, incompatibility. So there is a clash, there is a conflict, it may not be a cruelty. Cruelty is a very worst word. As both husband and wife come from a different family, naturally different personalities are there, but they have to stay together. That is why there may be no adjustment or less adjustment or temperamental differences, emotional differences. So some conflict arises and there may be reaction because of this incompatibility, reaction by the husband towards wife, reaction by the wife towards husband. Every time we call this cruelty. It's not cruelty, but as I told you, proper word could not be found out by the legislators. So this cruel word, cruelty, has been used in family law. And Domestic Violence Act is also a criminal law under section 31. If the protection order of the magistrate is not followed, there can be 1 year of imprisonment. Moreover, this law benefits a woman who is in living relationship also. Hindu Marriage Act does not allow that. Husband and wife only are covered under Hindu Marriage Act. Here, two persons without marriage staying together as husband and wife but not married, that woman gets all rights which a wife gets under Domestic Violence Act, not under Hindu Marriage Act. Moreover, this Domestic Violence Act is totally biased. I can prove by 1 or 2 examples in favor of woman against men. Totally biased. Firstly, I tell you one example of this biased nature. You make one phone call to your wife, fine 20,000 rupees. If you make one phone call to your wife, 1 year imprisonment. Phone call, how? Suppose protection order is passed by the magistrate under this Domestic Violence Act against the husband on the ground of domestic violence. A protection order is passed. This can be of different types. Magistrate says you should not communicate with your wife or with that lady with whom you are staying as husband, should not communicate. And suppose one day this husband wants to make a phone call just to the wife. There is still relationship of wife. There is no divorce. Without getting divorce, without getting judicial separation, in Domestic Violence Act, women get all benefits. Maintenance also. Though the word maintenance is not used in Domestic Violence Act, monetary relief. This monetary relief is nothing but full maintenance. Moreover, just now I told you, if there is a protection order that no communication should be made with your wife, one phone call, that wife goes to the magistrate's court, says that my husband made one phone call. What is the punishment under section 31 of Domestic Violence Act? 20,000 rupees, 1 year imprisonment. Making a phone call. Secondly, suppose that wife falsely says so. Let us take this example. Falsely. Just to teach a lesson, the husband, that you had passed a protection order, magistrate, but that husband had made me a phone call yesterday. This law says whatever that lady says may be accepted as true, presumed to be true. No proof required. It is a presumption. Whatever that lady is saying, again the male counterpart, which may be husband or which may be some other person, that law, Domestic Violence Act says that should be taken as true. Whatever she says, no proof required.